We're going to be talking about melatonin, which is our sleep drug. It's going to be a really short little chunk, this piece, because there's so much for you out there on the internet. I just want to tie it up with the blue light and the time that we need to get off screens to make sure we have high levels of melatonin. So to be really blunt and boring for you, is we need about 1 to 1.5 hours off any form of stimulation in the evening before our body makes enough melatonin. What that melatonin does is, if it's the right levels of melatonin, it will get us to fall asleep within 10 minutes, but it will hold us asleep generally through that 2 to 3 a.m., which is when many people wake up. So lots of people say to me, I go straight to sleep. I sleep like a log. Oh, but by the way, I get up at 2 or 3 in the morning and then I can't get back to sleep. So what that tells me is that the 1.5 hours before your bedtime isn't the best 1.5 hours of your life. And we're going to be talking about in our biohack section about how to make sure that we've got the lighting right, because this is really dependent on lighting. But the thing that you need to know is that unless we've got those high levels of serotonin, those high levels of satisfaction, and we've bookended the day, we are not going to be making melatonin. And we said this in the last chunk, we need to make high levels of melatonin. To do that, we need to have ticked off all of the things that caused us agitation. We need to have a sense of completion. We need to get off blue light, and that's all our screens. That's phones, that's a whole range of stimulation. That's gaming. And in fact, you can game if you want for 2 hours a day. I don't give a rat's ass. But what you need to do is understand if it's running into that period of time where you need to be making high levels of melatonin, then you are not going to reach deep cycle sleep in the early stages of your sleep cycle, and you are not going to have a brain that cleans itself. So you're going to always wake up with that norepinephrine lag in the morning. We're going to go through with the biohacks and talk lots more about melatonin and help you to get into this phase. But the key takeaways are get those off those screens and major forms of stimulation. So read on a Kindle. Black screen behind, hopefully that you've got on your Kindle with really low lighting. Get those television screens off by about 9 p.m. Phones off, latest run on the phones by about 9:30 if you desperately need to check those phones. And then we're going to make sure that we've got low lighting through the house, and we're going to talk to you a lot about lighting in our biohack phase. So that's what you're going to need. We're going to need high levels of melatonin combined with our serotonin so that we can enter our sleep cycle and become really productive and efficient with our sleep cycle. Melatonin, watch this space. As you embark on this fascinating journey into the world of neuroscience and cutting-edge research, I want to ensure that we're on the same page, legally speaking. Firstly, it's essential to clarify that I'm not a qualified neuroscientist, licensed therapist or counsellor. My role is to present you with meticulously sourced information from neuroscientists from around the world, drawing down from their doctorate papers and university research. I've taken the liberty of translating the scientific knowledge into layman's terms and spiced it up with my own unique interpretive dance, because learning should be both fun and actionable. However, please bear in mind that the information and courses provided here are intended solely for educational and entertainment purposes. They are not a substitute for professional medical advice, and I strongly advise consulting qualified health professionals such as physicians, coaches, therapists, psychologists for your personalised guidance. Your well-being is of the utmost importance to me. Therefore, while I strive to deliver intriguing insights, remember that making significant life changes require thoughtful consideration and appropriate guidance. You're invited to venture forth with me on this journey of discovery and growth, armed with knowledge and understanding to enrich our lives in meaningful ways.